Soul King Brook during Whole Cake Island. God damn. You know what happened with this guy? He showed out. You know, he did shit that, man, not only like Straw Hat members did shit like this. He has a feat on his, like, feat. When you write bullet points and feats for Brook, you have to put this one at the top. See, he went with Luffy to Whole Cake Island to get Sanji back, right? And he goes there, and he's looking for the etchings of the robe poneglyph that she has, And he's like, okay, I got it. But then he's caught by Big Mom. And he's like, oh, shit. There she is. I got you by a couple years, girl. You were a little girl to me. And she said, huh? You're just a talking skeleton. Da-da-da-da-da. Now, this is Big Mom. She's powerful. One of the 4 emperors of the sea. He has to stand for his fucking life against this girl. He's having a sword fight with Big Mom, for a little bit of time. The secondary swordsman of the Straw Hat Pirates was in a, sword fight with Big Mom for a little bit. They were fighting and shit, right? She hits him with fire and everything else, and then he's like, damn, he's with Big Mom then. He's, taken prisoner, basically. Essentially. But then he escapes. Then he, gets upset because Pedro was killed by Pero. He strapped the bond in his chest and tried to kill Pero, but he was still alive. And he was pissed. He, fought against Big Mom grunts. That was the feat, though. Standing in front of Big Mom and holding down, like, for a couple, and not getting his soul snatched, too. Because she has the soul fruit. She could still lifespan. But he had, like, the abilities to, stand on that shit. And he did, for a little bit. But that's an emperor. And none of the other Straw Hats did that shit to Big Mom. So I fucking give him credence. I give him credit for that. 84 for his strength. 83 for his speed. 78 for his durability. 80 for his endurance, and 83 for his intelligence. 92 for his experience. 85 for his close skills, and an 80 for his range skills. 86 for his recoup, and an 81 for his hacks. 83.2 for the Soul King Brook during Whole Cake Island. Be cool on the corner and know who the second dairy swordsman of the Straw Hat is. Soul King Brook.